I think we've got to start with the C-suite change. What is behind the change, and what's at the top of the to-do list for the new CEO?
Good morning, and thanks for having me. When we look at the CEO change, really, I think that there was investor appetite for sure in having a CEO change. You know, Brian Cornell's been at the helm for 11 years. When he first came in, it was a visionary. Target took a whole new growth path under his leadership and stewardship. But I think the change announced this morning with Michael Fiddelke coming in from COO up to the CEO role sort of implies that there's likely to be a continuation of the existing strategy, and that may be what's part of contributing to this slide in the stock this morning. I think there may have been expectations that you need someone with an external vision or with a different vision to really kind of right the ship the Target is.
That's something Lisa talked about, Jen, as the numbers were dropping and we saw the decision cross as well, that maybe that was the disappointment. Jen, what have they been struggling to do? And is this down to the changes we've seen, the competitive effort that's come from elsewhere, from the likes of Walmart?
Well, I think a lot of this started with coming out of the pandemic and with the consumer shift to more essentials in a period of very high inflation, especially for food, where people were making decisions about how they were spending their money. Target is over-indexed in discretionary spending categories. So they're famous for their fashion, for their home decor, you know, for baby and things like that. And as people moved towards more essentials, that really left a gap for Target, where they had to try to figure out what they were going to do. The company's done a very good job in terms of continuing to keep their private label selection fresh and that sort of thing, but the consumer just hasn't followed track. And when you layer in on top of that some of the corporate decisions that have not resonated with their core base, like with DEI initiatives and things like that, it's just been a rough time for Target lately.